Hey, good afternoon. This is Brian Johnson. Welcome to my live Facebook training on Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, August the 1st. Going by fast. So, welcome. If this is your first time, make sure you type in the message box first timer. That way I can make sure you're taken care of. That way when I'm going back and watching the replays from this week, I know exactly how to support you and how to best reach out to you and connect with you. For those of you that are my veterans, I appreciate you. I love you, and it's always great to connect with you. This is literally my favorite part of the day. So here's the title of tonight's conversation. How to eliminate self-sabotage once and for all in 5 easy steps. That's right. Now, all I'm asking for you is if you have not connected with me, make sure you go to step 1. Make sure you get on our email list so you can get my notes, which is where all this information is coming from tonight. I put these together over the weekend so we can have it for today's awesome information. Welcome, Miss Jennifer Cole. Like I said, if this is your first time, type first timer. Hey, Jen. So here's the deal. All I'm asking for you tonight is to give me 1% of your trust. And undoubtedly, I will earn the other 97 or 99%. All right? So here's some things that you may know about me. And this is why I do what I do. So I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. I've been involved in the health and wellness field the whole time, which is kind of nuts. At a young age, I was into bodybuilding. I had a World's Gym membership in the 5th grade. So this is just what I've grown up to do. And I've had some pretty crazy experiences happen in my life. I've had some family members come down with some pretty crazy diseases that I knew nothing about at the time. So it really shoved me into learning stuff about disease reversal nutrition, which is one way you may have become connected with me through my grocery store information. And tonight we're actually going to talk about some stuff near and dear to my heart as well. And just so you know, my interest solely is in sharing and learning and giving information out that creates miracles immediately. And this is what we're talking about tonight. Tonight we're going to start getting into self-empowerment. We'll start getting into sabotage. And what those of you that don't know, and you may not know about me, is that if this is your first time, that literally I've been suicidal. I've been 250 pounds 3 different times. I've had crazy drug addictions in my past. I've had some really crazy experiences, to be perfectly honest with you, and probably could have died at least 10 or 15 times, cancel clear. So those are the things you don't know about me until now. And, my invitation to you is this. If you're really ready and serious about taking your health and wellness to your best level of opportunity, then naturally you're in the right place, because I'm going to be sharing with you the exact tools and the skill sets that I use today, that I use to get me out of the stuff that I used to plague my life with. And most importantly, this is the exact same information that people come to me from all over the world to share with them. So hey, Troy, I appreciate that. And if you have not, please share if you feel called, and I appreciate that. What's up, Chris? Hey, Danny. It's all right. So my question to you is this. What is your story? Meaning, what is it that is keeping you from moving forward? What is that little small voice telling you? How long has it been telling you that? What is it exactly costing you? Because it's not just costing you a little bit. If it's showing up in one area, it's showing up in every area of your life. And understand that I'm not judging you. I love you. I have been you. I am you. We are the same person in essence. And understanding that the tools and the skill sets that I've been blessed to know and understand and support people with, I see people just like yourself move through and transform their lives fast. I see miracles happen consistently with the exact body of information that we're going through tonight, all right? So here's the key. What is it going to cost you to stay the same? How much is it going to cost you if you decide to not make any choices or any changes or implement anything that I talk about tonight? What exactly is it going to cost you? It's not just costing you the time. It's costing you the pain of experiences in your life that have not been forgiven and been resolved. It's going to cost you potential relationships moving forward because you're going to continually sabotage them. It's going to cost you your health because you're not going to make decisions that are going to support the best version of yourself. And it's not because you don't desire to. It's because your subconscious, your elephant, is like, nope, this is not going to happen. I don't love myself. I have some problems that occurred when I was young in life, or mom and dad didn't love me, or whatever the story we made up around it. It is these things that are operating in your subconscious emotional body that is sabotaging you, period. That is keeping your body stuck, that is shutting down your thyroid, shutting down your pancreas. It's keeping you stuck in a certain industry that you may want to get out of, but you're too fearful. Like all of this stuff that's going on that does not equate to you being the best, highest choice for yourself is a direct impact of sabotage. Anything less than your highest choice in any area of your life is sabotage, period. I invite you to understand that and to grasp that and to hold on to that truth as I go through tonight's information and start sharing with you. So you have complete and full permission to ask questions. Like I said, if this is your first time, make sure you type first timer. Make sure you go up to step 1, get on our email list so you can get all of our notes, all of our updates, all the specials that we offer out to our family, and that whole nine. That's the best way to stay connected with us. All right. So here's really the main question to keep in the forefront in the back of your mind while we're going through my training tonight. The biggest question on the table is, when did you fall out of love with yourself first? I'm going to repeat that. When did you fall out of love with yourself first? Because sabotage equates to, I don't love myself. And if I ask you the question, do you love yourself? What is your response? So let's hear what your response is. Everyone, this is a time for you to chime in. The question on the table is, do you love yourself? There's not a wrong or a right answer. So just be honest, be authentic, and let's see where everyone sits at so I can detail my information around where you're at right now and so that I can support you fully and make sure that you get a great investment out of your time investment with me tonight. Hey, Rob Ram. Hey, Jenny. So yes is good. So right now the question on the table for my newcomers. Awesome, Troy. I appreciate your authenticity. Hey, Jennifer Cole. Awesome. That's great. Hey, Danny. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate you. So we got a few yeses. We got a note. Awesome. Vanessa, I like that yes with a little exclamation point. So question on the table is, do you love yourself? Not a wrong or a right. This is not a place of judgment. You're in a secure container of growth. Yes, not as much as I like, but it continues to get better. And awesome. So, all right, so I'm going to continue, right? So the question that we're going to create an answer to is that one specifically. When did I fall out of love with myself for the first time? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is what is exactly inhibiting you from moving forward, and this will be the exact thing that enables you to thrive. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't always love myself. Matter of fact, I didn't love myself from 20 to like 32 years old, and I thought that I did. I feel that my mood will swing to a yes and then to a no. Okay, so there's definitely some room for improvement, because even if you're upset with yourself, you should still love yourself. And if you find that you have some conflict with that, then there's definitely some experiences that are functioning in your subconscious emotional body that are not allowing that to transpire. And just understand, we're all on our perfect growth process. There is no, I'm supposed to be here at this time. Like, you're on your perfect journey. So the sooner that you could realize that and step into that position and walk in faith, magic will happen for you. All right, so we got 21 minutes before I get to cut. So here we go, okay? How much longer are you willing to stay the same? How much longer are you willing to not make any changes? Are you willing to settle and not change anymore for the next 5 or 10 years? If so, what does that look like for you? How is that going to impact your relationships? How is that going to impact your health? How is that going to impact your connection with God? How is that going to impact the value that you bring to our planet? It's a very important question. Most people don't think we're going to be around forever, and we're not. Tomorrow is not promised. Today is all we have. Right now is all we have. When is now a good time to make a conscious choice and a decision to move forward in your life and to be your best? Naturally, That's what you really desire, right? Me too. Undoubtedly. Okay? So, imagine how much better your life will be when you have the skill sets and the tools necessary to recognize your self-sabotage and turn it into your self-empowerment. Just imagine how much better and how much more fun, fulfilled enthusiasm you will have in your life. And here's the thing. A lot of times as human beings, things can be going really well and things can be going really well. And then all of a sudden on the other side of their brain, you're thinking about, when's the shoe going to drop? When's the world going to hit the fan and everything's going to go down the crapper? It doesn't have to be that way. As Jesse Elder would say, hey Audrey, as Jesse Elder would say, the better it gets, the better it gets. And I used to not believe that. I used to be the one who was like, man, I've had a lot of good days in a row. I'm just expecting something bad to happen. If you can relate to that and you can resonate with that, just say, yes, I can resonate with waiting for something bad to happen. Understand, we are geniuses at that. That's how we are wired. We are wired for protection, for safety, for security. And anytime growth happens, you're totally going to be out of your box, period. So you get to give yourself permission to be uncomfortable. Give yourself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Very important. So understand this. You are the most important person in your life. I'm going to say that again. You are the most important person in your life. Do you understand that? Do you agree with that? If you agree with you are the most important person in the planet, yes, I am the most important person in the planet. Type a yes. If you agree with that, type a yes. Let's see where you're at. Because until you believe that, it's going to be a challenge for you to move forward. Good. Awesome. And understand, like, if you don't love yourself, you cannot possibly give something away that you do not have yourself. Not wrong. It just gives us an opportunity to take inventory. That charges me up. There you go, Mike Sewell. Good to see you back in action, buddy. Troy, awesome. Audrey, yes. It's always great to see all of you. Hey, I appreciate all of you. And individually, I've had conversations with every one of you on the phone. And I appreciate each of you. You all have your own gifts and geniuses, and I'm grateful to be able to share our collective experiences with each other right now in our 8 o'clock training. So let's do this. So check it out. Step number 1. How does sabotage show up? Because let's be honest, it's kind of like a ghost. If you cannot see a ghost, would you agree that it's definitely a challenge to catch it and to get it out of there? It's the same way with sabotage. Our Jedi minds are so fast and so potent that we have disguised and interwoven our life into stories of experiences, of stories that we've made up to protect ourselves. And my invitation to you tonight is this. Give yourself permission to ask the questions, I wonder what this means. I wonder what this turns into. Because when you have a belief system that's operating, that when you catch it and you're like, dang it, I hate when this shows up. When you do that, you're going to push it back down. And your body thinks that it's doing something wrong. So your emotional body will cover back up and it will not let it out. And all of a sudden, you're just going to be reacting off of it for the rest of your life, unknowingly. Obviously, that's not what you want, right? Of course. Me too. I choose to be 100% super conscious, aware of everything that comes out of my mouth, of everything that shows up in my brain, and being able to understand where it came from and what I get to do to change it. And if you're with me, type yes. If you're with me, type a yes. For those of you, this is your first time, just type first timer. And make sure you go to step 1, get on our email list so you can get all of our notes that go out for each one of our trainings, and so you can get connected with us and stay connected with us. Hey, Evelyn. It's great to see you. You are new on my training. Jen, Mike. So everyone is in right now. Yes, I like that. Awesome. Hey, Miss Audrey Nicole. It's always great to see you. Miss Vanessa, my bold classmate. Vanessa, I appreciate you. Hey, Jackie Quinn. Well, you and I get to connect. I sent you a message today. Hey, Megan Cornell. I've seen you before, but it has not been here recently. So welcome back. I appreciate you. So, hey, all of you, Take your hand like this. Take your left hand. Put it as high as you can right now. Ready? Left hand as high as you can. I can see you. Get your hand up. Now reach it back here and give yourself 3 pats on the back because you are awesome. And I appreciate your engagement and your participation. So let's have fun. So here we go. Step 1. So we're going to talk about how you can actually recognize your limiting beliefs. And this is going to be a 2-part series, so I'm not going to rush through anything. I'd like to take time slow it down, and really share with you to help you master the fundamentals. I'm all about mastering the basics. Master the basics and miracle will happen. All right, so check it out. So upper limits. Hey, have any of you heard of upper limits challenges? I know I've asked you this before, but just if you've heard of upper limits, type a yes. If you have not, just type a no. I appreciate you, Troy. So if you've heard of hey, Carrie, long time no see. Yes, I think, Carrie, you and I actually had this conversation. And as a matter of fact, Vanessa, I know you have. Evelyn, no, also this will be good. I messaged you back, did you? All right, I'll check you out, Jackie. Audrey, yes. Okay, so we have a few. Hey, Tabitha, I do recognize you a little bit. Welcome back. All right, so we have a few yeses and we have a few nos, all right? So I'm going to share real quick, okay? Upper limits challenges are this. Upper limits challenges are belief systems that we believe in on a subconscious level, potentially consciously, that when certain things happen and life gets good, we're literally like, oh my God, is this really happening? And what happens is we sabotage it because it's so good, we're not used to it. It's a different functioning capacity for us. You're in a different vibration. For example, people who win the lottery who do not have good financial education and do have not good values, every one of them ends up broke within 2 to 3 years. That is a direct example of an upper limits challenge. Honestly, if I would have come across that kind of money when I was in my early 20s, I would have totally had the same issue. Typically, the only people that start at the top are the ones digging a hole. So, with that in mind, that is a direct example of an upper limits problem. Now, let me ask you this. Look around at your life. Look around at your relationships. Look around at the experiences. Look around at the quality of the people in your life. Look around at the quality of the experiences you have in your life. And when you find yourself getting happy and your body starts getting healthy and you hit a new level of body fat reduction or you hit a new place in your job, do you find yourself having sabotaging thoughts or maybe having different actions that show up that we are not too familiar with or not too accustomed with? If so, that is an upper limits challenge. I'm going to share with you something that my former coach shared with me that I find to be very valuable, and I think that you will too. And one of my former coaches is Mr. Jesse Elder himself. I love that guy. He's a freaking amazing human being, and I appreciate him. And I'm going to share something directly from him. Here it is. This is a writer downer. He says, the better it gets, the better it gets. Not the better it gets, get ready for something bad to happen. Because ultimately, we create all of that. I have other people that try to sabotage my happiness. What's up, Jake? I used to, not anymore, thankfully. Yep. So I have other people that try to sabotage my happiness. Now, that's a great point, Jennifer. Thank you so much for saying that. And welcome, Jake. Be very mindful. Don't expect your friends and your family to follow along in your success and to vote your victory for you being the best version of yourself. So understand, not everyone's going to have your back. And matter of fact, most of them are not. And it's merely because they are unhappy with where they're at in life. And the last thing they want to do is see someone close to them be successful and leave them behind. So they're going to try to do things to sabotage you. And here is my suggestion to you. Get rid of those people out of your life. Love them from afar, meaning love them from a hand out in their face. They call that the stiff arm. Do not let them in your bubble. Find 5 people that love you, that are in better, higher positions, that know more than you, and befriend them. As you change and as you grow, make no mistake, people in your life are going to leave and new ones are going to show up. Just understand that's the season you're at in life. It's okay. It's part of your journey. There are people that you do business with, and then you won't do business with them. Everyone is on their journey, and we all have these different connections and these different experiences that we get to have with different people. So make no mistake, when someone shows up, enjoy it for what it is. Get the lesson, get the message, lose the experience. Awesome, Carrie. I appreciate all of you. Jen. So just understand, as you grow, it's okay to let things go. Give yourself permission to be okay with letting go. Because I assure you, as I started to change, some people I don't even really associate with anymore because I don't do the same things I used to do. And it's okay. I love myself. I give myself permission to thrive. And in order for that to be a possibility and a directly plausible outcome, it means that I get to give myself permission to thrive and support myself and hang around the people who actually support me, love me, who vote my victory, and who empower me and have faith and build and love into me to help me get to the best versions of myself. That's the people that you need in your life. That's the people you should actively seek out in life. And the ones that are not doing that, those are the ones you should say, hey, I love you, and right now it's not going to work for me. Let's catch up in a month or so. Maybe we can have a conversation to see if there's some ways that we can recreate some awesomeness. And if they're not willing, it's okay. I am not interested in having conversations with people who are stubborn, hard-headed, and unwilling to change. I'm not a fan of small talk, and anybody who knows me knows that I don't do it. Just, we want to talk about the news? I don't watch it. You want to talk about Game of Thrones? Never seen it. I watch movies on occasions because that's my downtime, but for the most part, I just don't have time for that. I don't have time for watching football games. I can't stand football. I don't really have time for watching basketball games because I used to love basketball. Just right now, I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to serve you specifically. I'm here to serve 200 million people. And if anything that I'm doing is not adding up to me being a better version of myself, or me investing time with my family or my loved ones or my clients, or in learning something and developing myself and bettering myself, then I have no interest in wasting time. I've already done enough of that in my past when I used to get hammered all the time and used to go out and party and just wasn't being the best version of myself. And you know what? That's part of where my message turned into my message. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here right now with you. I assure you for that. No, I don't watch football, man. Yeah. So, and I appreciate each of you for showing up. So, you don't have to be an extremist. I'm kind of an all or nothing dude. I've just learned moderation here recently. How do you spell it? M-O-O-D, right? Never was moderation was anything that was working for me. But so here we go, okay? I think I'm going to go a little longer than 8:30 for a minute, just to cover this first step, and then we'll get into step 2 and 3 next time. 2, 3 through 5. All right. So upper limits challenges. Here's how you can know how they show up, okay? Number 1, physical health. If you are health challenged, then you have some upper limits challenges. And as you grow, expect these things to happen. I was just telling my boxing coach, my kickboxing coach today, I was like, dude, I've had a lot of injuries this year. Consistently. Ones that would put me out for a month. A fucking jacked up growing, a cracked rib, a wrist, an arm, a bicep, you name it. I've had an experience with it. And it's because I've been growing a lot this year. I've been going through a lot of different emotional things and really challenging myself. And anytime you do that, be mindful when your body starts showing up in pain and certain symptoms happen, that's emotions. Body language is a great tool for going through that and explaining that and breaking that down for you. So is emotional code, emotional breakthrough stuff, which we're talking about now, okay? So pains, symptom, dis-ease, poverty, mom and dad challenges, relationship challenges, because our relationship challenges will stem from mom and dad. A lot of clients, even myself, sometimes My clients will come to me and they have not had experiences with mom or dad that they would have desired to at a young age, so it has left them feeling a void. And the void they try to fill, they go outside of themselves, maybe for sex, maybe for drugs, maybe for alcohol, maybe for companionship. It's important to understand that everything you need is in God first, A, and then inside of you, B. Nothing is outside of you. And we'll get into that. There's nothing you need that is outside of you to make you happy internally. There's nothing you could ever do outside of you or anybody that you could bring into your life that's going to buy you happiness. It's an inside job. And the faster you take responsibility for your inside job, the faster things will change in your life. The beauty of God's world is He works in quantum levels. It has nothing to do with time or space, period. It has to do with emotional frequency and emotional alignment or vibrational alignment or high vibrations, high vibes. All of that is the same information, just different words, okay? All right, so cyclical relationships and experiences, people, places, circumstances, situations, and events that equal pain, that equal resentment, that equal sabotage, that equal anger, that equal jealousy, all of those things represent upper limits challenges. If you look around in your life right now and you look at the people, you look at the experiences, you look at the situations, you look at the events, and you look at the circumstances, whatever feelings those create, if that is not love and enthusiasm and man, I feel so joyful about what's going on in my life. Instead, if it's anger, if it's pain, if it's resentment, if it's unforgiveness, those are all internal challenges and those are all upper limits issues. And those are all showing themselves in your physical environment because of what's going on internally. You are creating these. When you understand that, now you're awake. One thing I assure you, 98% of our population, in my opinion, is asleep. And I'm going to go ahead and speak it into existence. They are now waking up because prescription drugs, the news, TV programs, religious programming, government programming, every bit of this stuff is embedded into our brains and programmed us for a certain level of functioning and completely asleep, meaning we have no idea that it's our responsibility and we are not a victim to what's going on in the world. And I assure you this much, it's not poor. There's no lack in God's economy. When you step into your full truth and allow Him to fully function through you as you, God does not know lack. God does not know pain. God does not know I don't have enough of this or have enough of that. That does not exist. He creates and controls everything. And when we are allowing ourselves to align with that truth and with that purpose and receive that information and wisdom, now you're going to be functioning in a dramatically different arena. And I can tell you because it hasn't always been that way for me. What's up, Selena Carpenter? It's something that as I've gotten older and wiser, these are things that I've started to experience more of because I understand more about myself. I understand when I'm not on my mark. I understand how to recognize where I'm at. I understand exactly what I feel accurately and emotionally literately. What I mean by that is this. If you don't know that your chest and your throat is sorrow when you're tight, that's good to know, right? If you don't know that when your back and neck's tight, that's anger, that's good to know, right? If you don't know that your stomach is fear when it's tight, that's a good thing to know, because unless you know where you're functioning at in your current reality, there's no changing. There's only reacting. Okay? Most of our planet is in a reactive state. They're not responding to anything. That's where responsibility comes from. Respond ability. Your ability to respond is far more important than your ability to react. Okay? So when you desire to step into your life and be the full creator that God has created you to do so, you will be amazing at responding. Because you have the skill sets, the brain power, and the wisdom necessary to understand when you're off your mark, what to do to change it, how to validate that what you've actually implemented actually worked, and how to walk forward in faith. And naturally, that's what you want, right? Me too. And of course, undoubtedly, you can see how big of an impact that'll make in your life when you understand the skill sets necessary to better your life, improve your emotions, improve your relationships, your financial status, your career position, all of it. Naturally, you can see how big of an impact that would make to have the skill sets necessary to do that. Yes or yes? Yes. Me too. Okay? So, step 2, identifying your current reality. This is where I kind of alluded to a few minutes ago. And hey, if this is your first time, make sure you go to step 1. Make sure you type first timer in the message box, and make sure you go to step 1 to get plugged on our email list so you can get all of our notes and follow along. All right, so identifying your current reality. So let's have a little fun. All right, so each of you, take a deep breath. Scan your body. You can either start from the crown of your head and go down, or you can start from the bottom of your feet and go up. It doesn't matter. Just start somewhere. And just pay attention. Do you notice anything in your stomach? Do you notice anything in your chest or your throat? Or do you notice anything in your back or your neck? If you do, totally cool. It's important because until you're able to accurately and efficiently identify what your subconscious is telling you using your emotional, physical body, until you understand what is actually being said, there is no changing it. That means you show up as a victim, meaning life happens to me. My encouragement to you is this: life is going to be happening through you, as you. That's where we're heading. Okay? All right, a couple more minutes. Identifying your current reality. What emotion am I vibrating most consistently? How do I tell that? A, due to the feelings that come directly from our experiences, situations, circumstances, events, and people. Here's the most important part. What emotion am I vibrating most consistently? AKA, what am I thinking about most of the time? You're going to get what you think about most of the time. Did you know that we have 60,000 thoughts a day? And did you know that most of the population had the same 60,000 thoughts yesterday as they did the day before? What exactly does that mean? That means, A, they're not putting any new wisdom and information in their brains, so that information can have sex with all the other information and create offspring, because one idea could spawn thousands of ideas because of the variable principle. So here's something you could do. You could commit to reading 5 pages a day or 3 pages a day. That's an easy micro habit that can make a massive difference in your life. Leaders are readers. If you're on my training, you are a leader. There's hands down, no question. So pick a book, start reading, okay? So understand, you're going to get what you think about most of the time. What you think about is also going to create, yeah, that's a lot, right? You also have 4,400 or 1,400 minutes in a day. And did you know that we probably are only awake for maybe 8 to 12 of those hours? So literally you have less than that in minutes. So there's a big difference between working right and working hard. And if you are not aligned, if you are having lack of love for yourself or unforgiveness or resentment or anger, it is going to impact your ability to make great choices. When you're aligned, one choice and one action step can massively change your life because you're in line energetically. It allows God to work through you. It allows God to bring people and experiences in your life to magnify the results, period. I speak from direct experience with this consistently, okay? So, what am I thinking about most of the time? How do I know? You're going to know because the feelings that show up in your life in the form of the people, the places, circumstances, situations, and events are all going to have feelings around them. The feelings is what's going to tell you where you're thinking at. Okay? And understand this. I will tell you this. I'm going to show you this one last example with you. A lot of you know that I wrecked my car a little while back. Not bad. And I'll tell you how. I had been in a mood that day, and I had tried to burn it off, and somehow egoically, pridefully, I was still holding on to it. I'm sure that's probably never happened to you. I'm pretty sure it's only me, because I know y'all are perfect, right? So I was driving down the road, and it was raining. I was driving down to downtown Austin. I get to a stoplight, and I start slowing down. The car in front of me starts slowing down. All of a sudden, he starts slowing down really fast, so I hammer my brake, and my car slides right into him. Now, I may have been going like 4 or 5 miles, exactly, Selena. I may have been going like 4 or 5 miles an hour, so it was not a big deal, other than a pain in my ass because it jacked up my hood and things I still get to get fixed, right? The moral of the story is this. I knew immediately when that happened, it was my fault. Totally. I knew it. I created it. All I did was I created an experience that gave me more of the aggravated, frustrated, irritated feeling that I already had. I totally created it. Once I had the wreck, it was kind of like, like I just did a punching bag and got it all out. I'm like, well, all right, I give myself permission to forgive myself. I forgive person blank, 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 and I love my anger and my forgiveness, and I reclaim my authority, and I give myself permission to move forward now. And I moved forward and walked free and had a great day. The rest of it anyways. So the key is this. You're actually creating every experience in your life. If you're having bad relationships, you're creating them. If you're having bad health days, you're creating it. If you're having pain, symptoms, and things of that nature, you're creating it. What does that mean? That means you can also change it fast when you understand the skill sets necessary to do so. So, hey, we're going to close it out right there. So here's what I have for you tonight. We're starting our new series, obviously, and I'm actually giving you an opportunity to enroll and to enlist yourself into our emotional breakthrough series. What do you want to learn and feel today? You asking me that question? So here's what you can learn today. So giving you the option of saving $300 in our emotional breakthrough series. For those of you that have already taken it, give me a word. What was your thought? How was your experience? I know Audrey's taken it. I think Jen has taken it. Yeah, so who has taken our emotional breakthrough series on here so far? Just throw in your 10 cents. I'd like to get some feedback from you. And for those of you that are considering enlisting and enrolling and investing in yourself. Awesome. Chris is taking it. I forgot you taking it. I thought you were taking body language, Chris. Perfect. So powerful video. That's one. I personally agree that it's amazing, and it's not because it's mine, it's because I know what the information does. When you understand the power of the spoken word, by your words you're justified and by your words you're condemned. When you understand that and you understand the words that you are saying that are equaling your sabotage, and then of course you have some new words that you understand how to use in place of that, naturally big things are going to happen. Carrie Pickett, I'm in the middle of the videos now. Amazing. Awesome. So here's the deal. If you're ready to take advantage and you're ready to move forward in your life, there's going to be a link, step 2 above. Just hop out, enlist. It's only $197. You're literally saving $300 right now. Okay? Here's your 3 bonuses. You get some awesome stuff. Danny, it was very powerful. Never realized I was creating most of my sabotage. Yes, there you go. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. So here's your 3 bonuses. Number 1, you get Chris's grocery store training, free, $97 value. 2, you get added to our nutrition, our Think Great Health group with the rest of our crew who's invested in themselves, so you have more like-minded people to have conversations with and where you can ask questions and get support. And then number 3, you get to have a one-on-one with me. And for those of you that have had a conversation with me, and some people think that 15 minutes is not a long time, I'm not saying our talk is going to be 15 minutes. I'm just telling you what's available for you. I've had ample of 15-minute conversations is where miracles happen in 3 to 5 minutes into the conversation. So I assure you, as a bonus, that is an amazing bonus because I never know what's going to happen. I just show up and be myself, and just support you wherever you're at. And God gives me the information, the wisdom necessary. And what I'm really doing through our digital series is I'm giving you the opportunity of learning the same skill sets that I use to support you to be your best. And naturally, you want to be your best, right? Of course. Me too. And I wasn't able to do it until I understood when I was being my worst and how I was unconsciously creating it. Now you have the opportunity to make a conscious decision now to change your life and to empower yourself with the skill sets necessary to make a difference in your life. It's simple to see how big of an impact your life can have and make on our planet when you have the right skill sets and the support necessary to do so. So if my message resonated with you and you're ready to take action, go to step 2, enlist yourself. Message me after you do. That way we can set your time to chat. That's all I have for right now. I appreciate you so much, ladies and gents. I'm always active on this training. And so I will be able to ask questions and you can ask me questions and whatnot. And I appreciate you. So watching 4th session immediately after this video, I have tons of notes from it. The best style and info training for me. Perfect. Loved it. Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate all of you. Selena Carpenter, it's great to see you. I know there's a couple of new faces on tonight. Danny, Jen, I appreciate you. Carrie, I appreciate you. Chris, Audrey, Miss Selena, Tabitha, Alfred Smith. Who else we got? I think that's everybody. Troy, I appreciate you, brother. Mike Sewell. Miss Vanessa. Evelyn Patterson, I appreciate you. Jake, I appreciate you, brother. Jackie Quinn. Megan Cornell, all of you. So have an amazing night, ladies and gents. You know the drill. Look, if you don't make time for your wellness, you got to make time for your illness. So I appreciate you. Message me after you enlist so we can have a conversation and get you set up. I vote your victory and I support you to be the best version of yourself. So my intention and my invitation to you is to allow yourself to receive it and you to give yourself permission to thrive yourself because that's what it's going to take. I love you. Have an amazing night. Bye-bye.